What's up, guys? It's Man here. Welcome to the Diablo Research Institution. I am your host, Professor Istack. Appreciate you guys for coming by. Like this video if you will, subscribe to the page, and pull that bell so you're notified next time I post a video. And blessings to my channel members and patrons. May you have many wives. Links in the description below. So, what I have here is a necromancer. Now, this is one that I have not experimented with much at all up until yesterday, alright? This, I think, could easily be an early ladder character. In fact, I'm fixin' to make one right now and start over on the ladder, even though I'm a few days late. Just to simply indulge in the spiritual journey that is Diablo 2. And the spiritual journey that is walking through the game, busting your ass, not taking a single damn handout, not buying shit online with real money that you can use in game to hasten the experience of ultimately completing your character, finishing the content, which isn't all that much, unfortunately, and being done with the game, aka game over. Nay, I am fixin' to live the spiritual journey. So, nonetheless, but let me know if you guys would be interested in seeing some videos on that in the comments below. But here now is what I think is that early ladder necromancer to aspire to be. Now, I think you could start off as this character. A teeth necromancer, which I'm going to experiment with in a future video. Even though that damage looks like it's complete ass. And unfortunately, I don't think teeth has a shotgun effect in D2R, does it? Let me know in the comments below. Research pending. So basically, this is a bone spear necromancer, and I'll show you the gear in just a minute. So my bones here is only doing 1600 to 1700 damage. I also use bone prison. Creates a barrier of fossilized bone around your target, and it has a life of about 2116 to be exact. I've never tried this before up until yesterday, and I was pretty damn surprised with the results. And he also uses amp damage, alright? Now here's the trick. In Act 3 normal mode from Oramus, you can purchase a teleport staff, alright? You can purchase a magic teleport staff, but in this video, I'm using Nagus Puzzler just to keep shit a bit more simple. A Nagus Puzzler you could probably find for very cheap in terms of trades. A Co-Rune will probably get you that shit. So let me show you what this character does. First off, let's start in the Frigid Highlands. So basically, you can teleport to your enemy. Teleport to the enemies. Bone prison everything. You see that? Look at that mess. And here's why you need teleport, because you can't really get out. Unless if you have teleport. Look at this! Holy shit, they're all dead! I did not expect that! No, I didn't expect it to be that good. Can you kill your own things? You can't kill them, and you can't unsummon them either. So you watch this. You can't unsummon it. Oh shit, you can't make it unless if it's around an enemy either. So I'll make one around an enemy, and yeah, you can't unsummon them. See, I'm trying to unsummon the damn things, but you can't. But yeah, I think this character, because basically you go around and you bone spear your enemies, and then you start casting damn damage on them, and as soon as you kill one, you start popping their corpses. And for defensive purposes, of course, you can use Bone Prison. But I think it's perhaps important to use it sparingly. Because you do want the enemies to clutter up, if possible. And of course, if you put too many bones prisons all over the damn place, they're not going to clutter up as efficiently. But check this out. I just Bone Prison his fat ass. You can Bone Prison Shank. Can you Bone Prison Diablo? We're about to find out. Let's see if I can bone prison Diablo, even though this is going to be now the most challenging content for this character, I think. Oh, outside of battle runs. So basically, all I have on, and check this out, I don't have any charms, all right? No skillers, none of that shit. Not the magic thing that kills their magic resistance or immunity, rather. The Sunder Charm. All I have is a Spirit Sword, Talthol Ortom, and of course you can find a 4-socketed sword in, like, Act 1, Nightmare and beyond, cow level specifically. I think you can find them in the cow level normal mode and socket it for Larzuk, but don't quote me on that exactly. I'm pretty sure that's the case, however. Perhaps for a pull axe as well, for 4 sockets for insight. But triangles, gloves, pretty cheap. Just a basic ring, Drake's ring, 21 to mana, just a basic ass ring. See this? I gamble these rings. I gamble the belt. Don't even need it. I mean, look at this. Look at all this junk. I gambled these boots just first try. But this thing is a little. This is a little hot right here. The venomous amulet +3 to poison and bone skills. So that's a little hot. All right. But I don't think they're too difficult to attain via trade. And a Spirit Monarch. 4-socketed Monarch, Larzuk Monarch if you find one, as long as it's not low quality. Or crude or whatever. And you can get 4 sockets in it. Talthol Ortom, same as your sword. And you have a nice FCR with other crap. So that's it for the gear, man. The gear kind of sucks. And then I have a Telrash's Mask on my Mercenary with nothing in it. A Treachery Breastplate, 3 sockets. And an Insight made in a plain scythe, non-ethereal. Ideally, what you want to go for with this character is a high damage weapon because, as mentioned, primarily what matters is getting the first kill. And you can do that by the means of Bone Spear or by your Mercenary just hitting the shit out of the enemies. Because once you get a kill, as long as the corpse didn't shatter from being frozen or cold, which it'll do by chance, if you have any cold damage on your character or your Mercenary. If that doesn't happen, and if the corpse isn't redeemed, of course, or resummoned or revived by another minion, then you can pop that shit with Corpse Explosion. And in this case, what I did with Corpse Explosion is I maxed it out. So right now, with my gear, it's level 29. What's most important about maxing it out is its radius. Because the damage is always the same. The damage is going to be 70 to 120% of corpse life from level 1 to level 45 plus, alright? So what matters is the radius. The greater radius, just the more shit you're going to kill per click, or at least damage. And what's key is casting amp damage before you use Corpse Explosion. Because amp damage isn't going to help your Bone Spear. You'd think it would, because it's like a bone and a spear, right? You'd think that that's physical damage. But the reality is, that shit is actually magic damage, as it says right there. Magic damage 1600 to 1700. And amp damage doesn't help with magic damage. It only helps with physical damage. So it really doesn't matter if you cast this before or after you start Bone Spearing. I'm going to cast it after, probably, because then it's going to last. It's not going to lose some of its duration while I'm still trying to kill a single enemy. So basically, I get a kill in with Bone Spear, I amp damage everything, and then I start popping corpses with Corpse Explosion. And I'm pretty sure, I mean, this is effective. Like, this would be great for pit runs, for example. Not that I'm going to do that in this video, because I know that, you know, we'd probably rather try out the more challenging content, just ever so slightly. But yeah, see that? I mean, look at this. Holy shit. And who is your enemy? Who can stand against you? You have magic damage from Bone Spear. You have physical damage from your Corpse Explosion and from your Mercenary. Who could stand against you? Let me know in the comments below. I mean, this is great. And what's also great is magic damage, as far as I see it, is overpowered as fuck in Diablo 2 Resurrected, because enemies don't resist it as much as the elements, and in addition to that, you find far fewer magic immunes in this game. You don't run into them very often. Maybe some zombies and shit on the way to Bell. Maybe some shit in, like, the Act 2 tombs or something. But outside of that, you rarely ever run into magic immunes. So that's why, I mean, magic damage is absolute hog in Diablo 2 Resurrected. It's absolute toad. So it's the way to go. But of course, the problem is this Bone Spear isn't all that well synergized. I know some of you guys are going to mention, oh my god, look at that horde. Let's go up to the horde. Holy shit. Some enemies you don't really have to bone prison as much because they stay away from you. It's the ones that come charging at you, obviously, that you really want to prioritize your bone prison. Which is what I mean when I say you got to use that shit sparingly, all right? Come on, buddy. There's a tough one right there. Puke Weaver the Shade. There's a thickie. All right, we got him. A little bit of amp damage. All right, yeah, you can't beat them all. You can't beat them all, but I'm going to go to town and recharge my staff. And fill up on potions. But yeah, basically, you got to get smart with this shit. Just like everything else in Diablo, you got to become a Jedi. Alright, you got to play this shit more and more. You got to start feeling the Force and shit. With all the characters. So, it's going to start to become second nature. You know, who do I bone prison? How do I methodically utilize the bone prison? When do I start amp damaging? Who's the first enemy that I hit? How do I hurt the enemies? You know what I'm saying? All this shit is going to come more natural as you play. Like right here, I'm very... Oh my god! I'm going to get my ass kicked. Oh my god! You see how poorly executed that was? Yeah, that's why research and... What is it? And experience is king. But oh my god, look at how... Once you get a kill in, man... Look at this! Holy shit, yeah, I mean, you don't even matter. It doesn't even matter, it's invincible. But no, this is something that I wanted. I know one of you little slimy toads is going to bring this up, and it's a great point. Iceman, where the hell is the white wand? Why aren't you wearing white, runeword? Now, to my understanding, you can actually farm a white base in Act 2 normal mode. You don't want to do it in Nightmare. Oh my god, we can make a white in this shit. Not that I would. What you want is a wand. A bone wand specifically is what you're going to want to shop for in Act 2 normal mode. Because not all wands can get 2 sockets. Half of them can't. Or some of them can't anyway. So you want to get a bone wand that either has 0 sockets or that has 2 sockets. Because if it has 0 sockets, you can Larsuck it and get 2 sockets if you get it from Act 2. Normal mode, and if it's not magic. You want one that has +3 to Bone Spear on it, alright? But you can shop him like crazy and keep running outside of town and refreshing his inventory and just check all the wands and see if you can find one with 2 sockets and +1, +2, or +3 to Bone Spear. And especially if you can find one with 3 to Bone Spear and 3 to amp damage, because that would be a godly wand for white. Maybe there's something else that I'm missing. I don't know. Corpse Explosion. Yeah, that's what you'd want. You'd want Corpse Explosion and Bone Spear. If you find out, it would be GG. So, and it's really cheap. It's, is it IO Nef or something? IO Lum? I can't remember what the thing is, but it's an IO rune, an IO, and some other cheap ass rune. All right, basically. So it's very powerful for a bone necromancer for early on. And for research purposes, I will make a video with this guy using the white wand because I'm just kind of curious to see how well that plays out. All right, let's kill some shit now. Come on, get 1 kill. I mean, look at how destructive it is. Once you start killing shit, it's quite destructive. So let's go to Lord de Seis, Nacho Libre, and we'll see how well this Necromancer performs at him. Alright, so here we are now, approaching Nacho Libre! But my mercenary and I do have amp damage cast on us. Look at this. You cast the bone wall and they just start hitting it. See, that's, they try to break free from it. So you have to be cautious. Because when I was experimenting before I started recording, it was an Erder or something, and he broke through it, and he charged at me and killed my ass in like one hit. Oh, look at this, Lord DeSace. He's all by himself now. Oh my god. I killed him across the screen. You see how easy this is? And this will get you style points, because it's not a sorceress build. You know what I'm saying? You're not just making the common sorceress or paladin. No, you're making a necromancer. And a bone necro nonetheless. One who can teleport without enigma. So it's, yeah, you do get style points, and that is something that should definitely be factored in, right? I think half the reason we keep playing is for the envy of our neighbor. So, you want them to see you with that godly-ass shit, you know what I mean? It's just the natural driving force. So, with that being said, that should be maybe an important reason as to why you might want to choose this character for an early ladder build. Because you are going to catch the eye of your neighbor. Now, you might suck dick, metaphorically speaking, in terms of kill speed and everything else, but you will be set apart. Alright? So, you might want to consider that as a primary reason as to why you'd make this build. These guys are a little thick. So what I would do with this build is not this. I would probably be farming the pit and the cow level in hell mode. Oh my god! Don't die, buddy. Don't die, buddy. I need to get that javelin, however. Okay. Thank the creator I made it. Garbage gear. So I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to attempt Diablo without a oh, my mercenary's still alive. So never mind that, but he's going to get his ass kicked anyway, so it doesn't really matter. We'll see how well I can survive Diablo with a mercenary. And can you bone prison him? Oh my god, you can! Oh my god, you can! Look at this! Is this the best way to do it? I mean, at least he can't chase you. At least he can't come and swat your ass, but I did max out Bone Spear. Oh! Oh, shit! 2,468 to 2,652 damage. Okay. Let's try that against Satan. And this actually hones in. Yeah, this actually seeks him out like Guided Arrow. There we go. So that's interesting. So single target, a fun thing about this build is you can use Bone Spirit, which I think is what you'll see those who are in dueling utilize. Oh! Dumbass! It does not count, however, because I actually killed him first. So there were 0 deaths in this video in running the content, up to even killing the boss itself. So yeah, that death doesn't really count. But as you can see, it seemed to have done quite well. That was decent performance, I would say. With pretty shitty gear. Spirit, lore, and I do have a skin of the Viper Magi. It's only a 32 res one, so it's not all that valuable. And on Switch I have Nadges, of course. But I mean, that's it, man. And I maxed out Bone Spear and most of its synergies. I utilized Bone Prison. I have 1 point into amp damage. But I think I do need to pump... I think I would like to have a higher level amp damage. If possible. Now, you could actually get Curse Grand Charms for cheap, because nobody wants those things. So you could pump a couple of those in your inventory. But, yeah, that's pretty much it. And I would like to try this out with the Bone runeword. So stay tuned for a future video on that. And I appreciate you guys. Like this video if you will. Subscribe to the page. Thank you to my channel members and patrons. Links in the description below. I'll see you in my next video. Peace be with you.